Hey y'all, I'm back, honey. I'm back for us to get into Love Island USA episode 4, season 7. Let us go ahead and chat about it because this was another good episode, in my opinion. We did get 2 new bombshells, and baby, when I tell y'all Huda was up there spazzing, Huda was up there spazzing, child. Okay, and speaking of Huda, we do start the episode off with her and Jeremiah having a conversation on the dock, and she finally opens up to him to let him know that she does have a daughter. I kind of felt the way about his reaction because it seems like he was one disappointed, looked like he was about to cry, and I'm over here like, why are you about to cry when you wasn't the one holding the secret? Like, what is that really about, right? um I didn't really like that, but anywho, he was glad that she told him. He was a little confused about that other room because he thought that it was an sex room. So I was like, okay, so you was thinking that she was on OnlyFans or something. And you know what, I can't even fault you on that, and the reason I can't is because she left it up to your imagination to figure out what that second room was for. So it is what it is. All right, now she tells him, listen, now that I'm giving you this information about me, please allow me to be the person to tell my own business. Don't run off and tell nobody else my business. And baby, when I tell you he did exactly what it was I thought that he was going to do, okay, I was like, all right. Now, I can see him holding this information to himself in the effort to not get this information over to Ace based on how Ace has been moving, trying to somewhat create a division between he and Huda. Okay. But I said he just might share it with somebody else that he feels that he can confide in. And that's exactly what he ended up doing. Once he gets into the room, he goes over and he tells Bella. He's like, so she has a kid. Right? Bella looked surprised. He said, you knew that, right? And she was like, yeah, I did know that. But what if she didn't know that, Jeremiah? No, no, no. What if she didn't know that, Jeremiah? And you over here spilling and giving her tea away. I feel like you're an op when you do that. I feel like you cannot be trusted when you do that. Okay? And I hope that Bella finds out, not Bella, but I hope that Huda finds out that you told Bella. I hope that she finds out that you told that girl, and I want to get her reaction, but we already know what her reaction is going to be. I forgive you. And she just going to continue to rock with it because she's a little dense and dunce, if you ask me. But anywho, she tells him that she's that if this is going to be a deal breaker for him, then let me know. All right. And he's telling her, like, how I feel in this moment, I'm still all in, I'm still into you or whatever like that. He does tell her that if we do go on to win this whole thing and stuff. I was like, go on to win this whole thing. I'm like, okay. See, this is the fake stuff that I be talking about. Y'all know how when Casa Amor happened last year and how Kendall was trying to divide couples and all of that or whatever. His whole goal was for him to try and win Love Island, still being connected to Nicole. And that's what I feel this Jeremiah be doing when it comes to Huda. I feel like he found his person, and I do believe they had a natural connection to each other, but I feel like he was going to use that as a way to make it all the way to the end, thinking that that is what's going to allow them to win the show. It was something about it when he said that we go on and win this shit. Like, yes, you guys are in a game, but we don't want to know that. We don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want that to be so obvious to us that that's what you're doing. But anywho, he does go on to say, like, if we continue to progress, then I don't think at the time that everything is over with, there's going to be something that's going to really shake me from you. Like, I'm going to be likely settled in my feelings, is what I kind of took from that. But Jeremiah is one to not be trusted. Okay, just a little bit. I don't know. All right, when I hear this, and he goes on to when I hear that of what he said about about them winning this whole thing, and say he don't think that his feelings would change or whatever. At the end, he does tell her, after he says he hopes he doesn't think his feelings would change. He says, I hope my feelings does not change. If so, I can't control that. I said, what? Huda, baby, get your things, okay? Huda, you might want to stand up, okay? I need you to go around and explore your options. I need you to listen to what a man is telling you. Okay? When he says, I hope, to me, that makes me feel like there is doubt there. Of course, he is still going to explore because that's what you guys are there for. But you need to not put all your eggs in that basket. So when you guys say that you all are open, Jeremiah is going to lean in on that. And if he does not, let me say this, Jeremiah is going to lean into that. However, he's going to do enough to keep you as his safety net throughout the rest of the show. And I need you to fully get the full experience. Look at me sounding like Ace. I need you to get the full experience, okay? Date around, explore other options, and see what it is, okay? So, child, I guess we'll see. Okay, so let's talk about Bella and Nick, all right? Because they're over there chit chatting it up. It's obvious that the two are still feeling each other, all right? As they're over there talking, I see Sierra is over there getting bothered, okay? She can't take it. And first of all, I think Sierra is super cute, okay? I wasn't too sure, but as we see her more, she is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girl, okay? So I was like, dang, y'all should have brought Sierra in with the first set of girls. Like, we didn't even need Miss Yulissa. Did y'all catch that Yulissa actually came to the front and sent an apology? Now, I can appreciate her taking accountability, honey, but she left a very long, lengthy message over there on that social media. Yes, she did. But aside from that, okay, I feel like Sierra could have took her place. Hello? And maybe, just maybe, Yulissa could have slid just a little bit because they wouldn't have been in her background just yet. Right? Anyway, but anywho, so Sierra is over there. She's bothered by the fact that Bella and Nick are having a conversation. I do feel like Miss Bella over there laying it on thick because she know that Sierra is keeping her ears to the streets to see how the two are over there bonding. Okay, so she over there doing all these extra laughs and stuff, but she wasn't laughing for long before Miss Sierra came over there and snatched her man up. Okay, like she did at that coupling or that recoupling. Okay, but anywho, Sierra and Nick do go off to talk, and she lets him know how tough it is to see him exploring other options. And I'm like, girl, you just got in the villa, honey. Girl, you just got here. Okay. Now, granted, you may have come on the third day or whatever, but dang, you ain't even been here a full 24 hours and you over here pressed. Maybe 48 hours at that point, but you over here bothered. Like, calm down. Okay? You came in and blew up what the hell they had going on, Miss Bombshell. So, anywho, Sierra is, in my opinion, consuming herself with him. Oh, I missed you. You know, when I'm not with you, I find myself thinking about you and what you're doing and who you're doing it with. And I'm like, girl, chill. First of all, like I said, it's only been a cute 48 hours. Aside from that, BIT, you in the same villa with him. Like, girl, you get, I don't know. You're giving a little piece of clingy. Okay? You might have a little bit of Huda in you, just a little bit. Just a little bit, okay? Just calm down, ma'am. All right. So, anywho, she talks about how she thinks that she may like Nick more than he likes her, and I'm like, I don't know. I think that he equally likes you. I just think he also likes this other person, and he don't know what the hell to do. For real, for real. He just really out here playing the field. But I'm glad that she told me he need to make a decision sooner or later. I said, I know that's right. And by the time we got to the end of the episode, please make that decision come next week, okay? Come Sunday or whatever. Hurry up and make your decision, love. So let's talk about Huda, because Huda and Chelley ended up talking, and when they were talking, she says that she doesn't feel better after letting Jeremiah know about the news of her daughter. Okay, so she's still a little bit on the fence because she couldn't get a read on how he was really feeling. Like, she could tell the body language was a little off, but his mouth was saying something else. So she just didn't feel fully comfortable. And Shelley was like, well, girl, you know, you got to give him an opportunity to really process this because he just learned all of this information. Like, it's a lot to learn, okay? So she tells her that, you know, she thinks this is a really good time for her to have told him. So now she gets to sit back and watch how he moves and see if his actions are going to match the things that he says, right? And see if he is even worth your time. Because why would you want to be with a man that may not want to deal with kids? Or be with a person that already has a child. Some men want to be with a woman where their first child is going to be their first child together, and that's what it is. Sometimes it is what it is, all right? But either way, Huda's still sad about it. She's crying and stuff like that because, you know, she doesn't want things to change, and it could potentially change, and she just doesn't know what's gonna happen, all right? Meanwhile, that's when Jeremiah goes into the room to tell Bella about the baby. I said, girl, he cannot be trusted. He can't even keep a secret. Can I also say this about Jeremiah, y'all? The next morning when we saw Jeremiah had them glasses on. Now, see, Jeremiah, I'll be honest, I was underestimating your cuteness without them glasses on, but baby, Jeremiah had them glasses on. Baby, Jeremiah looked very nice. Jeremiah, you should keep your glasses on aside from challenges that you guys may have. The glasses with the body and stuff, oh yeah. Oh yeah, you got it. You got it, G. You got it, Jay. You got it. Go ahead, honey. You got it, love. Meanwhile, you got Olandria over there talking, telling the girls that Austin, or was it Charlie? I think it could have been Charlie that she was saying. Maybe it was Charlie or Austin, either or. I think it could have been Charlie, but she said somebody needed to step it up, okay? Because they ain't been bringing no breakfast. They ain't been doing nothing. Matter of fact, I feel like she could have been talking about Austin because I think Ace had just came in there and brought breakfast for Shelley. So yeah, that would be Austin that would need to step the things up for sure. Mm-hmm. But you over there acting like you so attracted to her and this, that, and the other. Now you just trying to use her as a safety net as well so you can stay in this villa, honey. But I'm so glad that Austin and Shelley had that sit down so she could let him know. Uh, yeah, I'm not really interested in you like that. It's giving every bit of a friendship for me. And he knew that. He knew that. He just wanted her to say it and she said it out loud. So we don't have to fake this anymore. We don't have to act like we're good. Like, I'm cool on it. When it comes down to the recoupling, I know who I'm coupling up with, unless one of the bombshells snatches up your man. And let me tell y'all, we're supposed to be getting a recoupling on Sunday, and I have every bit of a reason to believe that Amaya is going to be just what Huda said she's going to be, which is very messy. And with her being very messy, I can also see her, if the girls had the pick, right? If the girls had the pick, I could definitely see her snatching up Jeremiah from Huda. But I don't know because I feel like it's more girls than it is guys. But is it? Because at one point it looked like it was more guys than girls. I don't know what it's going to be. And either way, I think this recoupling is going to be a very, very interesting one. It's been very interesting since the episode or the season has started. So I can imagine how they're going to do a shakeup when it comes to this recoupling. So we shall see how that's going to play out. Okay. Now, let's also talk about Charlie, okay? Because Charlie talks about not giving up. He's still out here trying to seek and find his love. Basically, Charlie is getting desperate. Charlie not ready to go home or nothing. He's still over here trying to fight. He goes over to talk to Shelley. He's trying to pull her to the side. He thinks she's attractive and he wants to get to know her more. And I'm like, y'all are fools if you think that she not gonna run to Ace, because that's definitely going to happen. But they didn't even get a chance to go and hang out because they had a challenge that they needed to do. And it was something dealing with fourth bases. And it was very, very messy, I have to say. Now, here's the rules of the games. The girls had to draft their own team, okay? From first to fourth base being the home run. So they had to put everything in order. And y'all already know Huda is in her feelings. So she's like rolling her eyes. I already know the ladies are going to pick Jeremiah and this and that. Like, girl, shut up. It's only so many guys in the villa. Like, yes, they're going to pick your guy. Like, move on. Like, are you okay? Like, let us know you're insecure without letting us know you're insecure. Like, it's sad. It's a problem. But anywho, so Huda, she goes first. Of course, her first base is Taylor, Nick, then Ace, and Jeremiah. All right. Jeremiah was the home run. We all knew that. She did her thing. Okay. Let's keep going. Olandria. Olandria picked Nick as her first base. And then we had Taylor as her fourth base. She also had Ace as her third. And baby Ace was getting in there. Baby Ace was getting in there so good with Olandria to the point that she told Taylor, I'm coming, baby. He said, don't worry about it. Taylor said, don't worry about it. You talking about somebody that was over here hollering? That was me for sure. Okay, let's get to Sierra, because Sierra's first choice was Charlie, then Taylor, then Austin, then of course they ended up being Nick. Okay, now I thought that Olandria really did her thing when she got down there, but baby, the way Miss Sierra dropped down, hit that split, and started popping that thigh, I said, "You go ahead, ma'am." We underestimated you. So when Olandria said, "Oh, I think I underestimated my girl," I said, "Me and you both, honey. We both did." Miss Ma'am got a little piece of flavor, I guess. She over there doing her thing, honey. Now when it gets to Shelley, Shelley chose Charlie first, Taylor, Austin, and Ace. I feel like the only reason why she chose Austin and she kissed up on Austin was because nobody else was really choosing Austin like that. Like, Austin doesn't give like he thinks that he gives. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like, they had to pick him. Because when nobody else really picking him like that. But anywho, of course, she ended with Ace and did her thing. Now, when it comes to Belle-A, Belle-A got in there. Belle-A got in there. We all thought Belle-A was going to get the people to pecs, pecs, pecs. And no, Belle-A got in there and started slobbing the people down, okay? I'm not going to lie. I was here for Belle-A. I was here for her showing us a different side and letting loose and really enjoying and experiencing Love Island USA. So she got in there. She did her thing. Now, I feel like when she got to Ace, I do think she may have done a bit too much, okay? And then when she got to Nick, she really did overly too much. Just overly too much. I was with Nick, though. I can understand Nick watching her go to every single guy and likely wishing that he was just the first one that she went to. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like she did a whole lot of too much. I don't know. And maybe it's just because we weren't used to seeing Belle-A like that. But I mean, I enjoyed her doing her thing. Like, do your thing, girl, loosen up. But anywho, child, I know Miss Sierra was sick. when she saw Bella and Nick over there kissing it down, honey. Anywho, they're thinking the game is over, and it's not, because in walks two bombshells, Hannah and Amaya. Charlie was so happy to see some new ladies because he clearly was not making no headway with the ladies that were already there. So he felt like this was a breath of fresh air, and he's like, "Oh, the tide has turned." Okay, so let us get into it. Hannah chooses Austin as her first base, Jeremiah as her second, and when I tell y'all, Huda was sick. Huda was sticky wicky. I was like, "Oh, give my girl an aspirin or something. Give her some Benadryl. Give my girl a little piece of Dayquil or something. She's sick. Help her." Baby, that was terrible. Then she got Charlie for the third place, and then Nick for fourth base. So they got it in real quick. And of course, Bella and Sierra was not trying to see that. But when it came to Amaya got real messy. The way she was doing her challenges and looking over at the ladies, Huda not lying when she says Amaya's messy. She not lying, but we needed somebody to come in and shake it up, right? So she chooses Charlie as her first, okay? Second is Nick. Third is Ace. And fourth is Jeremiah. Now, Ace got it in with her, okay? So much so it seemed like he was kissing all on the girl's chest. I said, okay, now you really going too far, okay? But when they go over there, it's time for her to go to Jeremiah. Baby, the way Ace was so messy. I'm talking about so messy. Just yelling, hollering. I want to see what this finna give, and just doing a whole lot, because he really is trying to create this division between Huda and Jeremiah. And now at this point, I don't even know if it's that he's interested in Huda like that as much as it is that he's just tired of seeing them being coupled up the way that they are, right? So that's that. But Huda was sick. Huda was sick. Huda thinks that this was the dumbest thing that Amaya could have done, and she should have known, and she should be aware of how close they are and what their situation is. And I'm like, do you think Amaya gives a damn about you, girl? She don't know you like that. She don't know you. Why are you expecting her to have some respect for you before she get in the villa? Like, girl, blah. Okay, this is the only time she might get a chance to kiss Jeremiah. Okay, but anywho, and it don't help that her name is Amaya and his is Jeremiah. Girl, I guess, huh? So anywho, Ace over there being messy, hyping it up. The way Ace is over there screaming, I was cackling so bad. The ladies over there trying to cover Huda's face, doing all of this, trying to hide, trying to cover her face, and she over there slapping her hand like, get out of my face, I want to see what's going on. And I'm like, that's real interesting. They sitting down here trying to help you as your man is playing you out, and you don't want to have to, you don't, I don't want y'all doing that right now. Well, that kind of reminds me of the other night. Okay, you felt like you were trying to help the girls because they're men when it stood with somebody else. But Olandria wasn't trying to hear that, at least not at that moment. Okay, I knew the tide was going to turn on you too, just a little bit. Okay, baby, Huda was pissed. Now they get back to the villa, right? And when the girls talk, they're all saying that how proud of Bella they are, as we all are. And Huda says that, when it comes to Jeremiah, like, I'm not mad at him, but I think that Amaya chick is messy. And, I can't even look at her. Like, I can't. Like, I can't even look at this BIT. Shelley reminds her, she's like, girl, let me just be devil's advocate just a little bit because you're doing a whole lot. Okay? And I'm just letting you know, girl to girl, all right, we are still exploring. And you did say that you was open. And Huda's like, girl, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but I really don't give a fuck about anything that you're talking about. Okay? Sierra, you didn't know this, and I was waiting to get to know you to let you know a little bit more. But I am a mother. I'm a mother. Okay? And I told Jeremiah about that. And it was one of the hardest things that I could have ever did. And then I ended up seeing this man down to the ground, kissing all on this other lady. And I was sick about it because I don't know what to do. Okay, so she over there getting in her feelings and she's crying and stuff. And I can't. She gets in the confessional talking about how she pretty much can be very possessive over what's hers. And I'm like, girl, you and Jeremiah both. Y'all both appear to be possessive of each other. So I guess it makes sense. Okay, girl, it is giving a little piece of who is it? Kayla and Aaron, maybe a piece of Johnny and Sally. Yeah. It's like, girl, calm down. Okay. Anywho. Let's keep going. So when the guys are over there talking to the bombshells, the ladies are like, you can't be married like in the first week. And they was like, everybody looking at Jeremiah. They like, who married? Jeremiah. Jeremiah says, well, listen, I really rock with Huda. Like, I'm cool. It's really nobody else out here that I really want like that for real. So, like, I just wanted to play the game respectfully because y'all chose me, but I really didn't care to play for real, for real. Okay. Meanwhile, you got Amaya gonna get in the confessional and she's over there talking about stuff. Jeremiah's a grown man. So if he's not interested in me, that's all he has to say. And I'm not gonna push the issue or anything like that. But that's just not the reading that I'm getting. Are you delusional? Are you delusional? The man said he wasn't interested. He said it in y'all face right there, but I can see that you are going to continue to try. And I can't fault you for trying because that is why y'all here. Okay, that's why y'all here. So it is what it is. We'll see how that's gonna go. All right. So the bombshells also go over to chat with the ladies. They pretty much let them know, like, hey, all of the guys said they were open except for Jeremiah. So of course that made Huda feel great. And that's what I'm saying. If y'all heard what Jeremiah said, Amaya, then why would you then go to the confessional and say that's not the vibe that you're getting? That's not the read that you're getting. Like, girl, he just told you. But anywho, so like I said, I think Amaya might be a piece of delusional. Just a little bit. Either that or I'm delusional. Okay. Amaya tells Huda later on that night when they're all getting ready that, I want to get to know Jeremiah. I want to get to know. And then Huda said, that's fine. That's fine. You can do that. And I'm like, Huda, I don't think that was a question. I think she was telling you what was finna happen. Okay. Well, she wasn't asking permission. She telling you I'm finna get to know your man, period. To see if something's there. And you over there talking about that's fine. I'm like, ain't got no choice but to be fine if y'all open. If y'all exploring, I guess it ain't got no choice, okay? Then we see Jeremiah talking about how he can't fake things. So if there's a girl that comes into the villa and he's interested in her, then, he not going to fake it. Child, that's what you say. That's what you say until you start seeing how Miss Huda is responding to you being interested in somebody else. Okay, that's what you say now. You're gonna be over there tied up like Nikki is. Okay, now let's keep going. Let's get to Austin and Hannah. I think Hannah is so his style. In my personal, she says that Austin is like a pretty boy, I guess from where she's from. He's giving pretty boy vibes. And she thinks that he may be more into her than she's into him. But it doesn't have to be a bad thing because she kind of likes when a guy is more into her. Okay? Than the other way around. I know that's motherfucking right, girl. I'm with Hannah on that. Now, they over there, connecting and talking. I don't even know how they got on the sex talk, right? I understand this show is centered around explicit activities, but I kind of feel a way that that's like the first thing y'all talking about when y'all sit down. Like, how do we even get on sex? And it's really because, it's because of Austin. He's a horny dog. That's just what that is. Like, yeah, that's what it is. Why are you even talking to this girl about that? It's really giving that you on Love Island to see if you can get laid just a little piece, okay? And maybe a lot of you guys are, but can you be a bit more mysterious than that? Okay, a little more discreet than that? Like, why are y'all talking about that? But anywho, maybe she brought it up. I can't recall. Then he starts talking about doing comedy porn. And she started to imitate what the sound would be like as far as, oh, I have this type of situation going on, doctor. And I said, yeah. It's giving two peas in a pod just a little bit, okay? Now, we do later see her connect with Charlie. I think they may have shared a kiss or whatever. Let me tell y'all something. Charlie believes that his superpower is his kisses. Charlie believes his superpowers are his kisses. And it's not. You ain't got nothing else going on. I don't think there's anything else interesting about Charlie aside from him laying his lips on people. That's it. Nothing else going on, just giving dry. And I feel like the same thing is with Austin. She just got to pick the driest of the two. Okay? Yikes. And it might be Austin. Who knows? I don't. But okay, girl. Good luck. Okay. Yikes. Let's get to Amaya and Ace. I'm sorry, but Amaya is not holding a single candle to my girl Chelley. Period. And did y'all catch how Ace kept his arms folded the entire time he was talking to her? Yeah, I don't think he's interested either. I don't. I think he's like, this is cool for what it is, but I think he has his eyes set on Chelley still. But that's just my personal. Okay. Now, Huda's over there talking to Chelley. She's like, girl, I do not like Amaya. I can't stand her. I think she's messy. I think she got ulterior motives. I don't fuck with that girl. It's like, it's not giving what you think for me. Okay. And Chelley's like, well, okay. Well, that's fine. Well, listen, hey, check this out. You have a right to dislike anybody that comes through them doors. You do not have to like anybody. That is your God-given right. You are so right. Meanwhile, in the confessional, she's like, I don't know what the fuck going on with this girl. Like, she is spazzing. The girl is tripping the hell out. She doing all of this extra stuff for nothing, honey. Okay? Because Jeremiah ain't even going nowhere. So I don't even know what this is for. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. I don't know. It's a lot going on. Okay? Miss Huda, I need you to get it together. Because if you acting like this with bombshells, you is really going to crash out with Casa more. If you make it. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and get to Nick and Belle because they do have a sit down in Soul Ties and they're chatting it up. And she's learning that she's back up there on a 50-50 level with old girl. And she was super happy to be on that same level, it seems. And I'm like, girl, you should be above that level. But I guess she was just happy to know that he's actually interested in her. And I'm like, but he told you that on the dock. He was still interested. But also, he was telling you whatever, just in case things didn't work out with him and Sierra. He wanted to keep you in that back pocket. And it seems to me that you're happy to be in that back pocket. Cool. It's not many options there. I'll pick Nick too. I'll be in the back pocket as well if I have to deal with the Charlie and Austin. I'll take the back pocket for 200, please. Thank you. Like, what the hell? Okay. So, anywho, he talks about how he wanted to be like her first kiss or whatever, but she thought she was saving the best for last. Right? And she did want him to be her first kiss, but it didn't work out that way because they had this challenge and she wanted to commit to the challenge. And I think she wanted to show him a different side of her as well. And it actually ended up working. I think whatever plan she concocted, it definitely worked for her. All right. And when they got over there in that soul ties and they was kissing it up, filling up, kissing up, touching up, rubbing up on each other, I said, ooh, Sierra, baby, you in danger, girl. You have things to worry about. Nick, you need to make a decision because he goes downstairs. He's chatting with Sierra. He's not fully there with her, though. He's not fully there, I feel, because he's still thinking about Bella. But when they go into the photo booth, he's all touchy-feely, back to kissing and all of that stuff. But I think he is more into Bella than he is into her. Meanwhile, Bella upstairs talking to Olandria, and she's just telling her all about everything that they discussed and how happy she is. And she's really liking Nick, and Nick is starting back liking her. So she's happy. I don't really want Bella to be disappointed, but I would like to see more from Sierra. I'm not going to hold y'all. I'm be honest. I would like to see her a little longer on the show. So I'm not ready for her to leave yet. We can send out one or both of the bombshells that came in recently. But, yeah. We shall see how it's going to play out, honey. I just gave you guys my thoughts about the show. Now, y'all can chime down in the comments. Chime in down below. Let me know your thoughts about the latest episode of Love Island USA. I am JamiThatsMe. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters. I'm silent. Nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification. Them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM. And the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF. Got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I could face the rim. Putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man? They say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can feel it pool.